Salute. This is PFC. Back with another one for all the targets out there in the world. This time I'll be discussing the real truth behind the infamous MK Ultra program. I read an article on the website called targetedjustice.com. I have reviewed the facts and I honestly support the progress this organization has made to raise awareness. However, there is one small thing that just didn't sit right with me. And don't worry, I took the liberty of adding a few things here. Being an ex-military person myself, I'm very aware of how much stuff is written off as classified. I'm also aware that MK Ultra started back in the 1950s and this is 2026. The problem I'm having is believing that classic MK Ultra actually died, and here's why. Injections and anesthesia are still being used on people and animals even to this day. The primary targets involved in this dehumanizing treatment have always been prisoners, mental health patients, POWs, whistleblowers, and anyone else seen as vulnerable or a threat. Before I begin, I want to go over a couple of articles here I found. Racial inequalities in medicine, the history of unethical race-based experimentation. Unethical experiments targeted Black Americans for 2 centuries. That's a long time to learn off of one particular race of people. J. Marion Sims experiments, Tuskegee syphilis study, mustard gas testing on Black soldiers, Holmesburg prison experiments, Henrietta Lacks cells taken without consent, forced sterilizations of Black women, 1990s aggression study on Black children. Mistreatment yielded both community distrust and research reforms. Lasting impact on trust and medical ethics. Next are just random photos that I found online concerning hospital patient abuse. It's pretty obvious that it exists and it's real. If you can look it up online and find it. Next article is prison brutality of inmates. And again, I'm just completely speechless at the kind of stuff that I'm looking at. So let's begin with hospitals. Hospitals are still being reported to this day in America for drugging, neglecting, sexually assaulting, and abusing patients.
Bruh.
All of that out of the place where you're supposed to find your care team. The medical field itself has been around a long time, and targets were seen as experiments. Now that sounds scary enough already, that people see you as a lab rat the second you walk in a hospital needing medical help. But this is why in my last video, TI Tips, I spoke about security and protection when entering places with metal detectors. Hospitals is one of the buildings on the list where security is overly concerned about what's in your pockets. But what no one tells you is medical staff don't walk around with empty pockets. For safety reasons only, if your room doesn't have cameras, keep your phone by your side. Be very watchful of unknown staff entering your room. Unless you need surgery or CT scans, do not accept an IV. Do not undress into a gown. Keep your shoes on and be ready to leave the room immediately if you, for no reason, start feeling sleepy. Next is prisons. Prisons are still being reported to this day in America for dehumanizing treatment towards inmates. Many targets with mental health conditions end up incarcerated. And believe me, I have no idea why anyone would think prison was the best rehabilitation. But when inmates are seen as aggressive, they are dealt with using very questionable tactics. Next is asylums. Asylums have also been reported for the same kind of treatment towards targets with mental health issues. They've mostly flown under the radar on isolated incidents because unless you have support that calls to check in on you, no one outside knows what you're going through if you don't have access to a phone. Now, they claim the purpose of this stuff years ago was to break targets down and reprogram their mind or modify behavior. But if a target is being kept unconscious for research purposes without their consent, that's a red flag to me that a cover-up is going on. Now, when it comes to modern MK Ultra program, the American court systems has dismissed many cases for whatever biased reason. Before I begin, I'm just going to skim over a couple of articles here. We got the Neural Monitoring, Waterson versus Arrow, California. And we have Scott York versus U.S. about directed energy weapons. So, number one, Waterson versus Arrow in the state of California was able to prove that he was a victim of advanced neural monitoring and was granted a protection order on the grounds of electronic harassment. Good job to him. It's a good job. Next is Scott York versus U.S., who petitioned the Supreme Court in October 2024. His argument is that the previous courts were fraudulently concealing illegal and unconstitutional use of BCI directed energy weapons by government defendants and wanted a thorough review done of his case. The status is still pending at this time. And you know what? I'm not here to discredit anyone's claims. He got the Supreme Court to actually pay attention to him. That's also a good job. That's also a damn good job. Directed energy weapons do exist, and they are used by the military to disable external targets like electronic devices. There are many claims of directed energy weapons injuring actual people and even causing visible burns on the skin. This new kind of MK Ultra is using tools like 5G and 6G cell towers, satellites, drones, smart devices, AI-driven signals, etc., to silence targets and leave no traceable evidence. It's very evil that AI has now been included into this covert method of gangstalking. AI is used for so many things now, including online dating. Targets may wonder at this point, why do we even have laws? if reporting someone for going this far earns you very little to no public service from police, dismissal of your case in circuit courts, and plausible deniability from the federal government. I had to do that. The most truthful answer I can give is it's all connected in every way. Silencing a target also means blocking every avenue you have to fight back against this kind of corruption. Basically, don't be afraid to become your own lawyer if you have to at this point. In closing, this is the paradox. In one hand, you got the military saying classified. In the other hand, you got the police saying blue wall of silence. It's been proven through court cases that any target standing up to these entities has a real rumble on their hands. And I get it. Nobody wants to be a victim or get treated like a doormat or even somebody else's backup plan. I got tired of it myself. But under no circumstances will these separate entities ever break the internal code. Don't break your code for anyone either. The one thing my perps hate about me the most is they always thought what they saw on the outside defined me. They all think very backward. What's on the inside is what defines a person. TI community, stay safe and stay blessed. I'll see you the next time. I'm out.